creamy, garlicky, red pepper chicken pancetta. Sounds pretty good, right?
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And our mission today really is to just pull apart the key bits, the ingredients, the steps, the techniques.
Like, what can we figure out fast about how this dish builds flavor just from looking at these instructions?
Exactly. It's more than just cooking one thing. It's about, like, the underlying ideas.
Right. So, okay, where do we start? What are the main players in this recipe?
Well, you've got the chicken, obviously. Breasts or thighs, pounded thin maybe.
Right.
Seasoned simply looks like flour, paprika, cayenne.
Standard start.
But then the sauce ingredients really kick in. You've got pancetta, red pepper, onion, sun-dried tomatoes, tomato paste, garlic. The recipe seems to imply lots of garlic. Okay, always a good sign in my book. I saw a recipe once. It called for 1 clove of garlic.
Yeah.
For a whole chicken dish.
1 clove.
Yeah, and it's like, is this recipe for vampires?
Yeah.
Seriously, who are you protecting here?
Definitely not this recipe. This one gets it. So after the garlic, you've got wine or broth for deglazing, then more broth, heavy cream, parmesan, salt, pepper, chili flakes, lots of layers.
So that garlic detail aside, the very first cooking step, what does it tell us?
It's interesting. It says cook the pancetta first, get it nice and crispy.
Right.
Then take it out, and this is key, leave the drippings. Don't discard that fat.
Okay, so straight away, that's a signal.
Yeah.
Crispy texture matters. But the fat, that's flavor base number 1.
Totally. You render it out, build that first layer right in the pan. It's like foundational.
That fat is gold.
Yeah. Then into that fat, maybe add a bit more butter. You sear the chicken, just a few minutes each side.
And it says it doesn't need to be cooked through yet.
Nope, because it finishes later, right?
Yeah.
You're just getting that sear.
Creating those brown bits. The fond. Flavor layer 2.
Precisely. Pancetta flavor, chicken fat, caramelized bits. It's all there on the bottom.
Okay.
Now, step 3 gets clever. Add garlic, onions, cook them a bit, then add wine or broth.
The deglazing step.
Yeah. And it specifically says scrape up all those bits from the bottom.
So that liquid lifts all that concentrated flavor, right? Doesn't just stay stuck. It becomes part of the sauce.
Critical move. Huge flavor boost.
Definitely.
Okay, so once you've deglazed, then you add the red peppers, the sun-dried tomatoes, herbs, oregano, thyme, and that tomato paste.
More layers. Aromatics, that intense sweetness from the sun-dried tomatoes.
And it says cook just for like 30 seconds, just to wake them up, I guess.
Makes sense. Get them mingling.
Then comes the creamy part. Broth, heavy cream, parmesan, salt, chili flakes. Bring it to a simmer, taste it, adjust it.
All right, so this is where it becomes that creamy, garlicky thing. The liquids, the richness, the salty cheese. And tasting before the chicken goes back in smart.
It really is. Get the sauce right first.
Okay, so the sauce is simmering.
Final steps are pretty straightforward. Put the seared chicken back in, nestle it down in the sauce.
Let it finish cooking gently.
Yeah, spoon some sauce over it. Then sprinkle that crispy pancetta back on top, add some parsley. Cook for just another minute or 2, basically until the chicken's done, then off the heat.
So the chicken stays tender, absorbs the sauce, but the pancetta stays crunchy because you add it right at the end.
Exactly, texture contrast.
Serve it up. Wow.
Looking at it like this deep dive, it really shows how a dish like this, which sounds, kind of complex and delicious,
Right.
It's not random. It's a very deliberate process. Building flavor step by step, using those techniques, rendering, searing, deglazing.
Capturing everything in the pan. It's a good reminder that the order you do things in and how you do them is just as vital as what ingredients you use.
Absolutely. Every step builds towards that final taste and texture. It's intentional.
Understanding that process.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can change how you approach pretty much any recipe, right?
For sure.
So maybe something for you listening to think about. What other simple ingredients, like, say, the sun-dried tomatoes here, or even just choosing wine versus broth for deglazing? How can one small choice totally change a dish you thought you knew?
And maybe think about the why behind the steps next time you cook. Why sear before simmering? Why add herbs now versus later? How does understanding that order unlock new ideas for you?